Hi everyone, I wanted to do a quick follow-up to the video I posted yesterday. Let me start with something that's been on my mind, and this is my own line. Unbeknownst to us, most of our pain and struggles come from our ignorance or our refusal to realize that there is no such thing as the best solution. In this case, the best way of living. If you think there is, you are sorely mistaken. Our worldviews are shaped largely by our upbringings. None of us got to choose the family we're born into, or the kind of childhood we had, or if you believe your opinions are superior to others, or mine. I mean, thank you for sharing, but there's this humbling truth. We're all just a speck of dust in the grand scheme of things, and maybe we could all take a deep breath and simply get the hell out of other people's lives. Focus on your own very exclusively. If you think I'm wrong, please make your own videos, and guess what? I'll watch them, but I won't leave any nasty comments because I respect your voice, your experiences, and the upbringing you never got to pick either. Now, with that said, I've seen all the reactions to my last video, and wow, there were a lot. And many of you living overseas reached out privately or simply commented under the video saying things like, I know exactly what you mean and what you're going through, and that meant a lot to me. At the same time, there were also comments from people calling me show-offy, conflicted, insecure, or criticizing me for not making sure my kids speak Chinese. It seems like no matter what I say, I can't win. Even my expression, my eyes, my tone, my beard, everything became part of the discussion. And honestly, that's fine. I'm not intimidated or frustrated. And reading through those comments actually made me pretty happy because there are so many different voices, and I never realized how different people could interpret something so personal so differently. Living abroad for many years changes a person, right? We build a life here from nothing, and we do it while being far away from aging parents, lifelong friends, and a culture we will deeply love. We still deeply love. Like I said in my last video, that brings complicated emotions, pride in what we've built, but also being very, very grateful for our past and the future we're constructing. Some people said I sounded conflicted or self-doubting, and you know what? That may be very true. Maybe one day I'll make another video just about my life journey, but of course I've doubted myself. I will let you in on a secret. The reason I came to the US after high school was because I was struggling back in high school, right? Back in Suzhou, I attended one of the best high schools, but I failed almost every single subject, and my English was among the worst. Some assumed coming to the US was a free choice of mine or privilege. In reality, it was basically my last resort. I could not have even gotten into a Sanfeng college in China back then. Some others ask why I don't insist on having my kids speak Chinese, and the truth is, parenting between cultures is a balancing act. I want my children to be proud of their heritage, but I also want them to feel free to belong where they're growing up. Forcing a language without context, in my opinion, can backfire. And I want Chinese to be a bridge, to be an asset, not a burden. And frankly, the fact that I went from failing English exams left and right in high school to now receiving kind of positive comments from some of you just shows that when you set your mind to do something, you can grow, you can always get better. And I'd rather let my kids develop a genuine curiosity for the Chinese language first. The same way I eventually fell in love with English, because learning happens organically when it's driven by interest, not pressure or 内转的力量. As for the language I used, yes, I recorded my video in English and I'm doing it now again. That's simply the language I use every day, and it's how I think and how I work. It doesn't mean I've abandoned Chinese or feel superior. It's just the most natural way for me to express myself, and honestly, it's easier for me to be emotionally precise in English than to stumble through finding the perfect Chinese words. And let's be real, if I spoke in Chinese and made a mistake in my choice of words, and some people would say, look at this guy, he's forgotten his mother tongue. So either way, it's not a battle I can win in the court of public opinion, so why bother? And another quick note, someone asked about the accuracy of my subtitle And my comment is 别太较真，我就是用 CapCut 来做的翻译，所以大家凑合着看就行。I know it's easy to judge when you haven't lived this kind of life, but those who have, immigrants, expats, or first-gen parents understood exactly what I meant. They felt the same emotions, and I also have to agree that some of you might feel differently, and let's agree to disagree. And I truly appreciate every comment, even the critical ones, and it means a lot to me. It means you took the time and effort to watch and think critically, and I don't mind tough feedback, and I often grow the most from receiving critical feedback. So if you have constructive criticism, keep it coming. Again, lastly, to those who left thoughtful, supportive messages, thank you so much. And to those who disagreed or questioned me, that's okay too. My goal was never to prove who is right or who is wrong or to please anybody. It's simply to keep having an honest and human conversation about what it means to live between the two worlds. Thanks for watching. See you next time.